What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with USA versus Australia. Top 5 cultural differences our working holiday experience. And before we jump into these cultural differences, I need you to jump into that subscribe button. Ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You want to subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me, human. I talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. Oh my god!
Yep, flushes the other way. And welcome back to another video. So we're continuing our Australia series. Our last video was about
Australian slang words or just Aussie terms that we didn't know.
Yeah, it's Australian slang. So now we thought it would be a good time to talk about the cultural differences from Australia and our life back in the US.
That's a nice place that they're in. I really love that setup they got. Like that's
the cultural differences from Australia and our life back in the US.
We decided to put this video together based on a request from Maurice W. So we asked for any video suggestions and we want you to know we're listening. So thank you, Maurice, for the suggestion for this video.
So as you saw in the intro, indeed the toilet does flush the opposite way in Australia compared to the US.
Interesting.
But let's get into some serious points here. So I think what we're going to start out with is talking about work differences. So what work has been like here in our 6-month contracts compared to back home, our careers in the US. So I started working in Australia in November of last year. So it was around the holiday time, and yeah, it was pretty low key, pretty laid back. People were still obviously focused on projects, but at a bit slower of a pace, and then things definitely picked up come January. So I think that was pretty different. Back in the US, it's go, go, go all the time, even though it does slow down a little bit in the holidays. It was a nice relaxed pace here in Australia.
And I started my role in October of last year. Unfortunately, mine's come to an end, but when I was there, it was the first job in my professional life that I got in at 9 and left at 5, and that was encouraged. So that was really nice and different. And I would just say that the workplace culture in general is a lot more relaxed and casual, just in the way that people dress and the way that people carry themselves and talk. It's much less buttoned up and professional. I think in the US there's kind of a bit more of a professional persona, and here it just really seemed like people were kind of themselves. So honestly, it took me by surprise at first, but it was kind of nice once you got used to it.
Yeah, something you can get used to. Yeah. I think, and I don't know if just because we were doing...
I really love that, because you know what I'm saying? Like she says, it's more laid back. Like you just get to be more yourself, and you don't have to worry about like trying to be so professional and in a professional sense all the time. Just kind of get laid back. I absolutely love that. And it's just like first job I ever had where I got in at 9 and I really left at 5. Like it was encouraged, like do not work past 5. And so I absolutely love that. Shout out Australia.
Yeah, something you can get used to. Yeah. I think, and I don't know if just because we were doing working holiday visas and not our long-term careers back home, but back home, you know, work was usually always on the mind. We were stressed after work coming home. Oh, I had such a rough day. But here, once you get home from work, we honestly never really thought about it until we were back the next day at 9. So I think that says a lot about our experience working here.
I think priorities are different here. It just seems like there's much more of that work-life balance that Americans strive so hard to reach.
Yeah.
It just comes naturally here. It's much more accepted. It's great.
And I guess another big difference from the US where we lived on the East Coast and Australia is the weather. So not too many rainy days. We have not seen snow yet since we've been in Australia. And it's just been really nice. And we did have...
It looks like they look at those. They look like, look at that. Is that not a gorgeous view? Like, oh my god, I absolutely
seen snow yet since we've been in...
Look at that.
Australia. And it's just been really nice. And we did have...
We don't miss it. Not at all. I mean, there were bushfires, so that was this... I don't know. People had never seen it in their whole lives. And of course, we got here at that time. So that was an outlier. But mostly it's just been not too humid, sunny.
Yeah, and I'm loving the weather right now. We're in, May, almost May, April, mid-April. It's cool. It's like fall back at home.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it.
The weather's great. So great. Don't miss the cold.
Yeah.
At all.
Now, cold for us is like 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
We're babies.
Yeah.
We've had an eternal summer for a year. It's the way to do it. Kind of going along with the workplace differences, just the entire attitude towards holidays and vacations is a lot different here. So I know schools get a lot more school breaks during the year. Their schedule's a little bit confusing to us, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not like one big summer. You
No.
get a lot of frequent breaks, which is what they're used to.
Yeah, and it's completely standard and normal to get 4 weeks vacation time. Standard, entry level, for the whole year. I think I got a lot of comments about how do you make 2 weeks of vacation a year work? How can they do that? How's that possible? Yeah, so it's kind of hard to go back now, I think, after seeing what other people have here.
I think kind of like they said earlier, it seems like in the U.S. it's more so like life, like work is life, so you don't really think about vacation. Of course, everybody wants to take vacation. We don't think about it as much because it's like in the U.S. It's more like work is your life. Your career is your life. It seems like, whereas in Australia, it's like your career pays for all the great things that you want to do with your life, all the fun stuff and all the great activities. It's like they separate work and life very well. In the U.S., like they said, even when they were coming home from work, they were still stressed, still thinking about work. So once you get in that mindset of it seems like work is life. You don't really think about the vacation as much, which is not a good thing. Work hard, play hard. 28 days, it should be standard.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to go back now, I think, after seeing what other people have here. And that doesn't even include Christmas break sometimes.
Yeah.
So companies shut down for 2 weeks and you can get 6 weeks of vacation a year, feasibly.
Not too bad. Also, this isn't an ad to move to Australia, but we're just saying there's some nice differences.
There's some nice differences.
And another big difference here in Australia are the sports. So when we got here, we sort of created a list of all the different sports we wanted to go watch while we were here. Unfortunately, a lot of the seasons ended up getting suspended, so we couldn't see rugby league or Australian rules football. So those were two big ones we wanted to see. We did go see some Australian soccer, and we also went to see a cricket match.
For 20 minutes
Nice.
before it got rained out.
But we went to the cricket ground
It counts.
in Sydney, and it was a lot of fun. We had our bucket hats and figured out the rules for the most part. So
That's so
good
cool.
learning experience.
There's a definite difference in understanding between the rules of sports. So I feel like people here don't understand American football and don't really care to.
No, just like the rest of the world, when we lived in England, there's a bit of a following of the NFL, but no one really gives a crap over here in Australia. They have their sports that they like that are popular,
Yeah.
so why watch anything else?
I feel that.
Maybe when we're back in Australia, whenever, who knows when, but we'll be able to see some Aussie rules football and some rugby league.
It'd be nice.
So those are some of the major sports. So another big difference is the food here in Australia. As you know, Jenny and I love to eat, and we definitely explored the Aussie food scene here compared to the U.S. So, of course, being in a large cultural hub like Sydney, there are so many good types of food. I think the big differences that we found was obviously having our Vegemite toast for breakfast in the morning.
We've changed our tune. We actually love it.
Yeah, but when it comes
No way.
to lunch,
No way. Okay, so I ate my Vegemite wrong. I didn't smother it in butter. I saw it like in the comment section. I'm so sorry. The bread, the toast is to be smothered in butter and then a very thin layer of Vegemite on top of that. But I honestly, I just don't think I could do it still. Somebody told me it was an acquired taste. I can see that. I can see that if I ate it enough, I could acquire my taste to it, but I don't want to. It's like when in college when I never drank beer and I drank beer and I was like, oh, this is crap. Like, how are you people enjoying this? But I drank it enough and it got to a point where like, this is not bad. Like, pass me another. And you feel me? But yeah, I can't do it.
Changed our tune. We actually love it.
yeah. But when it comes to lunch, there are so many different options from, I guess, the chains that you have to eat. So back home, you got your KFC, Taco Bell, your burger chains. Here, there's a lot more chains
I rock with all of them.
around like Chinese food, Japanese food.
Ooh.
There's just so many awesome choices that we didn't really have back in the U.S. where we lived.
Yeah, that's fair. I would also say the only things we really miss are Mexican food, like really good, authentic Mexican food, and also probably barbecue, like that kind of food.
Yeah.
Ribs and
She said, I
pulled
forgot
pork
pizza.
sandwiches
We
and that
missed
kind of
pizza
stuff.
too.
But the one thing that we've loved here is the authentic Asian food, because where we've grown up and
Trying Chinese chicken feet. That would be very interesting. Huh. I've never
we've
tried
loved
the
here is the authentic Asian food, because where we've
I'd
grown
try
up
it.
and lived in the
I'd
US,
try
we
it.
haven't had the options that we have here. I mean, it's
She ain't
amazing.
like it.
Vietnamese, Thai.
Nah, you ain't like that. You ain't like that chicken foot. I can the look on your face.
US,
You
we
did
haven't
not
had
rock
the
with the
options
chicken
that we
foot.
have here. I mean, it's amazing. Vietnamese, Thai, Japanese, Korean. I mean, it's especially
Dim
awesome.
sum.
Yeah, just because after we traveled, we fell in love with Asia and so much of the food. So it's been
That's so
really
dope.
cool to be able to have those options here.
Food is a winner in Australia.
We'll talk more about it in another video. And the last big cultural difference that we wanted to talk about was, of course, the Australian accent. So Logan and I lived in England back in 2016, 17, and we were in the northern part of England, and he was there a year, I was there about half a year, and by the time we left, we felt pretty confident that we could do a mean northern English accent impersonation. Like, we were pretty confident in it. We've been here for about 6 months, and if you haven't checked out our latest video, you can check that out here. But we're terrible at the Australian accent.
Yeah,
It
you
is
just-
so hard.
You really have to practice at your Aussie accent.
And we obviously stand out here with our American accents for sure. We sometimes get asked if we're from Canada, but yeah, we can't do this accent. I don't think I'll ever be able to do it.
Someone said our American accents are much more nasally compared to the Aussie accent, which is very, very true. So you'll stand out on a train or a bus compared to your local Aussies.
I think the only thing I'm kind of can manage to say is, how you going?
How you going?
How you going,
Nah.
mate?
How you going, mate? Yeah, I can't say it. I'm not gonna put you through it again. But that was pretty good.
How you going?
How you going?
How you going,
Nah.
mate?
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
no,
man.
so that's all we got.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Yeah, but this is what we're doing to keep ourselves entertained. We hope you enjoyed the video here talking about the cultural differences. It's been really fun living here in Australia. We're sad to have to leave early, but that is the state of the world.
That is life, yeah. Couldn't have planned for it, but we're just trying to make the best of it. So thanks again, Maurice, for the great suggestion. I hope we answered some of your questions. If there's anything else you want us to talk about, please let us know, and we'd be more than happy to make a video on it.
Yeah, let's keep an eye out for videos in the future. See you soon.
This was a nice video to get to react to. I definitely enjoyed it. But that's all we got for this one. We heard some of the differences between the two cultures. If you guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon are all up top. You can subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you got to do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal. Out.